Hi guys, I'm Shmi and good evening to you from the Volkswagen Group Night ahead of the 2017 Geneva Motor Show, where the wraps have just come off a number of the group members' new cars, like that one lurking back there, the Lamborghini Huracan Performante, the car that has set a Nürburgring lap time of 6 minutes and 52 seconds, a new record. Now alongside that, we've also got the Porsche Panamera Turbo S E-Hybrid, 680 horsepower out of a hybrid Panamera. Over this way, after the Bentayga, we've got a full blue carbon Bugatti Chiron, which is going to look quite nice as well. Now I'm going to be heading down, taking a look at all of these and the cars over the other side, including the new ITALDESIGN ZEROUNO, because I want to show you everything that's going on here at the group night. Unsurprisingly, I'm going to get us started with the Nürburgring track slayer that is the Lamborghini Huracan Performante. So this is the track version of the Huracan. Power is up from 610 to make this the LP640-4. It still has the 5.2 litre naturally aspirated V10, so no doubt it will sound wonderful. This car has 30 horsepower more, it's about 40 kilos lighter, and as I mentioned, it set the Nürburgring record of 6 minutes, 52 seconds, 0.01. It's dash 4, so it's still all-wheel drive. It has the 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox, and it also has some particularly trick aerodynamics that I'm going to show you in a second when we've walked a little bit more around it. So out the back you can see those rather large two sort of higher mounted central exhaust tips. You've got a large fixed rear wing. You've got an interesting look to the carbon fibre. Standard sort of very raw carbon look. New wheels finished in the bronze colour against the Arancio Athenaeus of this car, satin orange I suppose to you and I. At the lower side of the doors, you've got that tricolore stripe underneath the Performante logo, leading in towards that vent at the rear. Of course, duct I should say, it's an intake duct. Around the front, if we have a look at this, you can see the new design, new sort of layout to the way the cooling works, and in particular, if I come towards the splitter, you will notice ALA. Lamborghini's Aerodynamica Lamborghini Attiva. There are two ducts here that can be opened and controlled to allow aerodynamic airflow that will help the car corner, give it additional downforce, and work in conjunction with additional airflow at the rear, whereby you have air that quite literally comes up through the stalks, or the arms, I suppose, of the rear wing, and out through some vents underneath. Now what happens when you turn in towards a corner, it cuts the airflow through on the inside, giving you slightly more sort of, well, literally airflow to help throw you and pull you around the corner. So there's some rather trick stuff going on there that has helped this car make that Nürburgring time. And on the very base of it, doesn't it look pretty epic? It looks like a Lamborghini should look. Bright, bold, in your face. And this is it. This is the Huracan Performante. It's the sort of, I guess, current Superleggera equivalent. A little bit lighter, a little bit more focused. New bucket seats if we have a little peer through the window here. And carbon fibre trim on the inside as well. No doubt that will make for a spectacular drive, and I hope I get the opportunity at some point. For the moment, let me just come back around to the rear where we can have a sort of full look back here at the new Huracan. Crazy. So let's move on. Next up we have Porsche, the Panamera Turbo S E-Hybrid. Now to you and I, this is 680 horsepower from the V8 up front in the 4-door Porsche, or 5-door I should say, it's technically a hatchback. They've also introduced the Sport Turismo that's going to be on show at the main show. That is the new estate, sort of station wagon version of the new Panamera. But this thing, 680 horsepower, top speed 196 miles per hour. This is quite a contender for the most awesome way for a good number of people to travel in luxury comfort with luggage, and well, 4 or 5 of you up in the car. So the Panamera Turbo S, well actually recently I drove a Panamera 4S diesel. The car itself is fantastic. The technology, the integration, everything about the way it's set up, and the screens and displays and driver controls are wonderful. But this, with this much power, I don't know the torque figure off my head, but no doubt quite high. Must be quite a machine to get behind the wheel of. So that's been released here, Turbo S E-Hybrid. So then, this is the ITALDESIGN ZEROUNO. It is the first product from the relaunch of ITALDESIGN, now the sort of most prestigious and technical vehicles within the group. There are only going to be 5 of these built, available as both the Strada Street version and the Corsa Track version, this car being the Strada one. Let's just take a quick look around it, because you can tell immediately the design is very Lamborghini in the way it looks, and that's because the designer was formerly at Lamborghini. So you can see resemblances of Veneno, Centenario, those kind of extreme aggressive styling moves. But it's a full carbon fiber body. It starts sort of as an R8 V10 Plus, so it's got the 5.2 litre naturally aspirated V10. Just come round to take a look at the rear. You can see again that design, that is crazy in the way that it looks. Stands out from a mile away. The quad exhausts, those sort of almost horizontal, straight flat exhaust pipes across the back. Carbon fiber engine bay, visible carbon over the engine bay and the rear wing. The design is seriously aggressive, actually, when you look all around it. The way you've got sort of fins, you've got these vents across the rear arches, and also over at the front arches, I noticed as well. We're on the new P0 tyres with the option to have the coloured rings around the outside. This is sort of very cool. It very, very much resembles those bespoke projects of Lamborghini to me. You can see the white colour armed with the red and green, the tricolore flag, Italian colours and design. Come back round, take a look towards the front again, get a little bit more space around the car. See the way it all sort of dives in, the airflow through the car. It actually sits a little bit lower than an R8, but they've maintained the seating position as well for a lot of space inside there and comfort while driving. I think it's not bad at all. The wheels carbon fibre. Yes, spot the carbon fibre overlays on top of the wheels too. So that's the ITALDESIGN ZEROUNO, unveiled here for the first time. Let's take a look at the interior, and you can immediately see there is a rather large driver display back there behind the steering wheel, which has a lot in common with the Audi R8. You can see the Drive Select controller there just underneath the airbag. Interior otherwise familiar with the R8, and of course the Huracan platforms on which it's shared. Seats looking rather similar to the Huracan design too, but this is really quite an eccentric design and style. And over here then we have the Bugatti Chiron, the car that was launched a year ago here in Geneva, but this one completed in full blue carbon fibre throughout. The two-tone options that you can have with the front section and the rear section in different colours, and here all in blue, looking wonderful. The quad-turbo W16, 1500 horsepower, and what a car it is. This one actually looks really, really nice. There's been a lot of talk, obviously, about the brake light and how it fits, but Bugatti have just announced that they have already sold 250 of the 500 Chirons. Now, one of the fun things, if you didn't already know, that silver sort of stripe around the door frame in the shape of the C for Chiron. So let me come all the way back round to the front, across the headlights and the front grille. Really is a very good looking car, and now customer deliveries have just started. Expect to see them out and about in the not too distant future, although not being built obviously in particularly big numbers. It's lovely. It's really, really lovely. I like how you have the original sort of black carbon fibre there, but the weave is just perfect. Obviously, everything we look at, the finish is as spectacular as you could ever imagine. What a car. Only thing left for me is to try and find a way to jump into a passenger seat and get a video clip, or maybe even one day into a driver's seat, who knows. But the dark blue of the carbon actually goes quite nicely with the dark blue also on the wheels, and the Bugatti famous colour blue of the brake calipers. So it may not be new here, but it is pretty special. Now, sandwiched between the Lamborghini Huracan Performante on one side and the Bugatti Chiron on the other is the Bentley Bentayga. This car in Mulliner configuration, so the most luxurious top specification possible. But you can imagine this colour is quite an appeal to me. The midnight purple with the silver over the bonnet, the roof rails, and through to the top section of the rear as well. It's a very, very good looking colour combination for the car. And I've driven Bentayga a few times now and enjoyed it an awful lot every time. It's a wonderful way to do it. Very Bentley, quiet, luxurious. Everything you touch and feel is very nicely finished. And I think they look quite good too. They've grown on me a lot since they launched, especially when it's configured like this. So I don't think there's a new model per se, but the Mulliner, if I come through, can show you inside the way it's set up. Look at that, the champagne bottle and glasses in the back, the display screens, just the comfort of it, and the luxuriousness of the 4-seat configuration as well in here. Beautiful, all the leathers, materials, all absolute top notch. And while we're here, let's take a look at what else the VW Group have on show, starting with Cedric. This is all about mobility, autonomous driving. That is a little bit unusual as a car, I'm not going to lie. 2 rows of seats, I can see people inside sitting facing one another, and some very unusual doors. So that's the future, people. Continuing on from there, we've got Volkswagen, the Arteon, new saloon car. Next up, we've got the Seat Ibiza FR, probably quite a bit of fun to drive. Come past the ITALDESIGN here, which looks rather different in the line of cars we're going past. We've got the Skoda Octavia RS245, probably quite a nice little machine as well. And then at the end, we've got the Audi SQ5. I'll just squeeze through to show you that too. Now, we also have some other reveals from the group due at the main show tomorrow and over the coming days. So from Audi, for example, there's the RS5 Coupe coming, and there's also a concept as well. From Porsche, where that's over the other side of the room, we're also expecting to see the Panamera Sport Turismo and maybe the 991.2 GT3, the new 911 manual version at GT3. Well, PDK and manual is what we're hearing so far. So this has been a fun night, seeing all these lovely machines, the Lamborghini Huracan Performante, the Panamera Turbo S E-Hybrid, the full carbon Bugatti Chiron, the ITALDESIGN Zero-Uno, and then all of the other cars from the group as well. But thank you very much for watching, guys. There's a lot more to come from me of all of the cars at the 2017 Geneva Motor Show, but I'm going to wrap it up for now there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch up with you again soon. Cheers.